Geoffrey.
You know,
Well,
I wanted to ride the horse on.
Well, you can ride the horse if you
but
want.
I heard Tom Hanks has already done that.
Tom Hanks rode the horse. I think a couple of other people have ridden the horse as well. But you've got, if you've won an Academy Award, one of the great, perks of that is you can ride the horse.
Well, no.
You can ride it to the Oscars, next Oscars you go to if you want. Ride it down the red carpet, there'd be talk.
I thought, you do good therapy. I've watched your show.
Oh.
And you help people.
I do.
Sincerely.
Oh, I'll help you. Do you need therapy? Come on, then. So why do you want to ride the horse?
That was a Viennese accent, wasn't
Yes,
it?
I alternate between upper-class English and Viennese when I'm being a therapist. Sometimes I'll ask you a question like this, and then other times it's like this.
Yeah, very good. No, because real horses... and
Do you ride real horses?
No, we don't get on.
Why not?
Because one of my earliest childhood memories, my grandparents had a property in Queensland, and I would go and stay with them for the holidays. And I just remember being about 3, and they were being very encouraging, and they wanted to sit me on the horse and maybe get a little box brownie photo or something.
All right, that was a little creepy when you did that thing there. When you did that thing,
That's how you operated.
Yeah, I know, but I was...
But it doubles as something... And I just remember screaming my head off. And then I had 2 films where I had to
ride horses.
I had to ride horses.
Didn't you have to ride a horse in the Elizabeth?
No, in Les Miserables.
Oh, right.
I had to ride a horse because this was the non-singing version.
Right, okay. So they had to fill up the gaps with the songs with horse riding.
Yeah. Exactly. And the stunt double who was doing the wide shots, because, I had worked for 3 or 4 months learning to rise to the trot, and the director said, all you got to do is come in on the horse and dismount, and the rest will be wide shots and you'll be fine. And
all right.
I got very comfortable with that. When I get to Prague, where we were shooting, they introduced me to the horse and said, it's a great picture horse. The horse looked good. And it was as temperamental as all get out.
Right.
And truly, and the stunt double who was riding it, he was the guy that did, you remember in Titanic, the guy that fell down the length of the boat?
Yes.
Hit the thing. So he's in charge of this horse. And
but he didn't do that on a horse, he did it on a...
no. But every time I looked around at him, he was holding the horse like this. And I thought, this is frightening.
Yes, it is.
So the embarrassing thing was, he did a gallop past the camera with his back, dressed as me, and then I just had to do the bit trotting around and dismounting and looking terribly official as a policeman.
Right.
But they did it in a mid-shot because out of frame there were like 8 guys helping...
With box brownies?
8 guys helping the horse and me do...
Steering you around?
But they were all out of shot.
Well, that's the magic of film, though, isn't it?
It is.
I wondered why you didn't ride a horse in Elizabeth. That's a movie which would require you to ride a horse in any other circumstance. Do you have a clause in your contract?
I do.
Really?
Yes. I got offered, well, not a clause, but I got offered to be in Ned Kelly, which is our most notorious...
he's like the Jesse James of Australia, right?
Absolutely. And as soon as I read the script and it said Superintendent Hare, who's the guy that shot him.
Right. Oh, spoiler alert, thanks a lot.
Hunted him down, and it said, Superintendent Hare arrives galloping on his horse and dismounts. And I just sent the script back to my agent and said, I don't do equine.
Good for you, man.
That's my clause.
But I saw the Ned Kelly movie when Mick Jagger played Ned Kelly.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, remember that? It was like, oh yeah, I'm Australian. Yeah. Australia's sort of Robin Hood of Australia.
Yeah, it was exactly like that.
Were Australians very upset by that?
They were a little.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Do they get upset when their accents are done wrong? Because I've done that quite a lot here. I want to know if I ever think about going back. Maybe I shouldn't.
No, look, we've had a couple of really brilliant examples, like Kate Winslet in Holy Smoke. She's one of the few actresses I've heard absolutely get a particular Sydney suburb right.
Right.
I think it's because, for many decades it hasn't been as familiar.
Right. I mean, because it's Scottish accents, when I watch them in the movies, I'm like, oh, please, really? It sounds like Pakistani.
Yeah. No, my...
Oh, the dilithium crystals, Captain. You know what I mean?
I try to do... I'm not good at accents. I have to work really hard. So
Really?
my Welsh sounds Pakistani.
Well, Welsh and Pakistani sound quite similar, though, if you're speaking English. No, that's true if you're trying the accent, because Welsh is a sort of... No, see, I went Pakistani again!
Yeah. You've got to remove the head.
Yeah, you've got to remove the head. I don't know what it is, but anyway, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No horses.
No.
So,
How was my German accent?
yeah, it was very good. I thought you were German.
Convincing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in this movie, the girl steals a book which is on fire.
Yeah. That's... we're not going to put that on the poster.
Right.
It's not the byline.
People would want to see that. So what happened?
How did you say the title earlier on?
I don't know. I have a very bad short-term memory problem.
Oh, right, okay.
The book thief.
Yeah, no, well, you got to think it's the, comma, book thief. It's a film about a book thief called The.
The book thief. You know,
That's good acting.
that's good acting. You know, I was going to offer you a chocolate dollar, but I'm not going to do that now. Well, you can have one if you want. So, the book thief, what's it about then? Is it set in Austria?
Southern Germany, in the Bavarian area.
Yep.
It comes from... The source material is an absolutely fantastic novel that was published in the 2005, 2006.
Right.
Coincidentally by a really brilliant Australian author. But
Good.
it's set in the Second World War in Germany. It's about a very young, illiterate girl whose mother is a communist, and they're racing across the country to escape, and they are caught, and...
It's a comedy, then?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, it's a very emotional...
Well, yeah, I'm
piece.
sure, yeah, it sounds a bit... Have you ever been to Bavaria?
No, but we shot the film in Berlin, which was...
Oh, I'd love to go to Berlin.
You've not been?
No, I've heard it's fantastic. I want to go there and record my seminal album at Hansa Studios.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. That's it. You know, there is the terrible depression of Berlin, there's the Weimar Republic.
Of course.
There's the Stasi era, and then there's the David Bowie heroes.
I know. Did you ever go before the wall came down?
No.
No, I never did either, and I wish I had, because there was meant to be a very special time there.
The history of that town is extraordinary.
Yeah, where did you stay at the Adlon Hotel?
No, I went there for afternoon tea. That's what you do there.
Oh, right, okay. No, I want to do that.
Hitler and his senior officers.
I don't want to go and meet Hitler or any of these.
That's where they had their headquarters.
Do you like crime novels? Not really? Little bit?
Nesbo, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
There's a very good Scottish writer called Philip Kerr that writes about a detective in Berlin during the rise of the Nazis. It's fantastic. Really good. Yeah, you should check it out. Yeah. Make it into a film.
That could be the companion piece.
Yeah, you should. I think you'd enjoy it.
Do you need any advice when you go there?
Yeah, you want to come with me?
Tour guide?
Yeah, why not?
You know all the basics. I mean, I didn't get to speak fluent German, and we worked very closely with dialogue coaches and all of that sort of stuff.
Do you speak any languages?
No, a little French, but not much. But you know how to say danke and...
Achtung.
Achtung, Achtung.
I can say Achtung and papers, please.
Yeah.
I learned that from the movies. That's
I know. Do you remember in German, in British films, Germans always smoke their cigarettes
like this? That's right, yeah. So for you, so what is over, Tommy?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we've tried to not do. In this film.
It's probably for the best, I think. Yeah.
But if you go there, well, my favourites were, because we had a fantastic German crew and quite a lot of German actors, because the film is shot in English.
Right.
So we all had to find a common voice that was acceptable to the ear.
Right.
But, you know, I wanted to learn how to say hi rather than Guten Tag.
Right.
That's like you've learned it from a Berlitz book.
Right.
And they would say, helly, hello.
Helly, hello?
Helly, hello.
Wow, I'm going to starting the show with that. Then.
But the best one is, you know, like see ya, you know, ciao, bye, is tschüss.
Tschüss?
But it's very high.
Tschüss?
Yes. That's it. And on the set, it's great. You'll do this. And on the film set, you know, at the end of the working day, there would be big, burly grips and gaffers who were German, big blokes, and they'd go, "Tschüss." And sometimes they'd go, "Tschüss, tschüss."
I think I might have seen something similar to that before, actually. We have to take a break. We'll be right back with Geoffrey Rush. Right? I'm here with Geoffrey Rush, who's enjoying a chocolate dollar, aren't you?
Mm.
No, nice,
I just thought of the key word for you, the all-purpose word when you're in Berlin.
Oh, okay.
You know the drink schnapps?
Mm. No, we are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they've got a unique word. There is no equivalent single English word. Schnapsidee is the ideas you have when you've been drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in Berlin and you've made a social gaffe or you've said something unpredictably stupid even for
Wait a minute, why is this my word? Why is this my word?
Or all you do is just point,
Unpredictably.
you just point at yourself and go, "Schnapsidee."
Schnapsidee. I think we should put that in the poster for this show, if we ever had a poster. Unpredictably stupid. So what's next? You going back to Australia, take a break?
No, we're on the road. We're doing a very serious promotion for this film because we all believe in it very strongly. And
That means you didn't get paid then.
Yes.
I know how it works. If you like the work, they don't pay you for it.
Well, that's
right.
That's the equation.
And if it's a lot of old crap, they get a fortune. I get paid a fortune for this.
Yeah. No. But I have to say, look, there's a young actress who's 12. She turned 13 during the shoot. Sophie Nellis. She's French-Canadian.
Wow.
You might have seen her. She did a film a couple of years ago when she was 10 called Monsieur Lazare, which is a pretty powerful film about children and a teacher who suicides and so forth.
A comedy, another comedy?
Yeah, another comedy. And, you know, I saw her in that film and went, wow, this has shifted the goalposts about what I think acting can be.
Right.
So truthful, so emotionally strong. And she goes through everything in this film, from despair, from the death of her brother on page 1.
Jeez.
Illiterate, the rise of the National Socialists, and she fits into this small German town, and really the whole film is about the town and how this fanatical ideology kind of permeates very ordinary people.
Mm. It's fascinating.
It's not from the genre of film that's to do with the big picture of a horrible chapter in that very dark chapter.
A disgraceful chapter in human history, but it's weird and difficult to try and understand how regular people got involved.
Yeah.
It is horrifying. I find that the most horrifying aspect of the entire thing is when you look at it. I am fascinated with this period of history, because these people tried to kill my parents. You know, they successfully, you know, got to some people in my family, and I'm fascinated by the idea that ordinary Germans were swept up in this.
Yeah.
Because Germans, I can't understand it. They seem to be quite gregarious and rather upbeat and fun people.
Well, you know, we're hopefully not dealing in any stereotypes, and the character I play was a very ordinary guy. He's a house painter, he's blue-collar worker, so he's got no work because the party he hasn't joined.
Right.
And maybe 8% of the population weren't happy with the direction the Fuhrer was taking the country in, and I'm part of that movement. A lot of people did it because it was an age of terror and fear and anxiety, and they went along with it and played the game, and some people were attracted to it because the country had been devastated since the First World War. You know what I mean?
We're out of time. I'm sorry. It's fascinating.
We'll leave it on that.
We'll leave it on that upbeat note. Geoffrey Rush, everybody. We're